All right, we are back with another episode of the 2021 MLB Draft Show. Today, we're joined by a pretty special lefty prepster, Carter Holton. Carter, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing all right. Ian, our guest out of Florida. I'm going to let you take it away, brother.
Well, absolutely, man. We were just talking about blowing us away this summer. So just talk to me a little bit about how the summer went for you. You're pretty loud at every showcase, and then you had a really good outing this past October at World. So just talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, the summer started off hoping we had a summer, so it was good to even get a summer in the first place. And then everything really, I was able to more since we weren't playing school ball as long. So I was really just getting ready for all the summer stuff to start. And then I did get at all the good showcases and got to the places that I needed to be and did good where I was. So I felt like I put myself in a good situation.
Yeah, I don't know if these guys have provided this sort of feedback to you, but we've had two guests come on, and both of them were like, Carter Holton is the most difficult at-bat I had all summer. It's like both times. Daylen Lile was like effusive of having to face you. He was like, that kid is a freaking nightmare. He's 5'11" and he's throwing BBs at you. So talk to us a little bit about your arsenal. It's a really good fastball, really good changeup, and a pretty good breaking ball too.
Yeah, depending on who I'm facing, if I know the hitter or I don't know the hitter, I usually throw more fastballs. And my fastballs, I throw way more two seams than I do four seams. But then I actually have a slider and a curveball. The slider's still developing, trying to get it harder. But yeah, I'll usually go back foot slider to a righty or maybe backdoor it and then change up if they're on the fastball. Just kind of mix it up to what I see in the at bat.
Well, your fastball, I've seen it's almost a quick pitch fastball when you're ahead in counts. You can get on top of hitters pretty easily with that. Is that something you've developed over time, or is that something you've really just leaned on this summer?
Yeah, really, honestly, it's just come kind of natural for me to throw like that, but it works, so I didn't change anything with it.
Yeah, it's pretty filthy.
Well, today we're actually recording this on November 12th. It is signing day, and I know that you've been committed to Vanderbilt for an awfully long time. Did you sign with Vanderbilt today? And if you did, tell us a little bit more about why that school was where you wanted to end up.
Yes, I did the online signing today, but I'm going to have a signing day at the school on Monday. But yeah, Vanderbilt, it fit me best because the academics, I'm big into academics. I feel like if I don't make it by getting drafted, that I'll have a very good degree to lean on no matter what I choose to do there to set me in life, whatever I choose to do. And the coaches are top notch. Corbin's a great guy. And the facilities being dead in the center of Nashville, you really can't beat it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's not a bad program either. They've got some arms.
Yeah. Well, coming in this summer, you're getting a lot of two-way looks as a left-handed hitter as well. So, but your arm really took over the show. If you make it to Vanderbilt, is that something you want to continue as a two-way player, or do you want to really focus on just pitching going forward?
Yeah, it's always something I've wanted to do, but I know left-handed pitching it's going to take over anything else. So
absolutely,
I know where I stand, but I'll do it if I can.
Understood.
Carter, I don't know if there's too many guys in this prep class that did more for their stock than you did, especially over the last month and a half. You've really risen up draft boards pretty rapidly. I kind of want to ask, you've clearly taken huge strides, throwing some fives. I think you touched a 6, but where do you kind of see yourself growing and developing in the next 9 months leading up to that next July, that draft day?
Yeah, really. All I can do is try to get bigger and stronger. I can't control my height. I'd want to be 6'5" if I could, but that's not something I can control. So just getting bigger and stronger and really pitchability, I guess, keep it or get better whenever the spring comes around.
Makes sense.
Well, a big thing that I've seen out of you this summer is how easy your delivery is and how easy you can hold velocity longer in a game. Is that something you feel like you can lean on, where you can hold forwards in maybe the fifth inning going forward, and you can build more of a starter build being 5'11", as long as you can hold that velocity long in the outing?
Yeah, I mean, of course, when scouts look at me, they see reliever risk because I'm short, but I feel like holding the velocity throughout the whole game is obviously an upside to being a starter.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
there? Go ahead, Joe.
no. That's that. I think you said it perfectly. Sometimes it's that simple.
Well, leaning on that, I just want to know if there was a pitch saying we keep leaning on this site, even though it's not an issue. But is there a pitcher that you try to emulate yourself after growing up that was a smaller guy, or is there a pitcher that you really like to lean on when you're watching film growing up?
Honestly, there's nobody that I try to like simulate after because I know I'm my own person. I'm gonna pitch my own way, but I really like watching Max Fried and Kershaw both pitch. Not necessarily trying to pitch like them. I just feel like we kind of have some of the same build and pitches.
Nice. I mean, you've all obviously gotten a ton of praise from the other guys in your class, but I want to flip it. You threw a lot of innings this summer, and you faced a lot of good hitters. Is there one guy or maybe one at bat that sticks out as just like, man, that guy's just different. Like he's hell on earth, man.
There's actually two people that really good at bats: Ian Moeller and Jordan Lawlar. Both. They just Ian. I had him. I think it was 1-2. I faced him in the PG All American game, and I K'd him. And then in the Baseball Factory game, he hit a 2-strike outside curveball, smacked it opposite field. It was just a great hit. And then Jordan, he just doesn't give in no matter where you're throwing. I know I K'd him in the PG All American game too, but then in the Baseball Factory, he worked like an 8-pitch at bat walk. So they're both just great hitters.
Yeah,
those are two tough ones.
Yeah.
I've seen Mueller. He sees the pitch one time, and on that next time, he's putting everything to a swing. So you can't really back up back to back on anything in any count with him, which is something I noticed all summer. So I could see why you'd say that there. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all good. All right, let me ask another question. Batting, the batters Lawlar and Mahler are both really established sticks. I mean, they're going to slap the ball all around the park, but on the bump, is there another pitcher that maybe you've played with or you observed from the dugout that really blew you away this summer?
Summer-wise, I played with a bunch of great arms, and I really most of the showcases. Obviously, you're only seeing them for one inning, but it seemed like Petty was a really hard guy to hit. Just watching him for the couple innings that I did.
It's a fair answer.
Is there anything that you felt like you've worked on this summer analytically or with the data with any of the programs you've dealt with that helped your game move to a different level? Like we've talked about earlier in this interview that you've just really blown people away, but we've mentioned analytics to everybody. It's a big part of the game now. So is that something that you've really brought into your game going forward and as you develop your arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really had like the highest spin rates or anything like that, but I feel like being able to place the breaking balls better and not worrying about the spin rate. Like when I'm in my bullpens, it's hard to get better spin rate, so I'm not really focused on that as much as just trying to get the pitch better for myself.
All about placement. All right, so here's the big question. You got 9 months until the 2021 MLB draft. You're eligible, of course, but with Vanderbilt on the side, definitely a solid fallback plan if you're not selected high enough. But I wanted to ask, whoever ends up drafting you, what are they getting in a pitcher? What are they getting in a human being? I mean, what do you want to tell the teams or maybe the fans of teams that are rooting for for their team to select you?
Yeah, I think in our draft class, I think I'm one of the biggest competitors. So no matter what the situation is or who we're playing or anything like that, I'm gonna go out and compete no matter the situation. Like I said, and I think I'm one of the hardest workers. Nobody really sees it because I don't put it out there, but I work hard and I compete, and really that's what you can ask for. You can't always ask for the outcome of it.
Bulldog mentality. You need it.
Absolutely. With the school you go to, at being a military school, how do you feel like that's helped you develop this work ethic that you talk about, and how do you feel like that's helped you develop into a player that can be a professional in less than a year?
Yeah, I think really the main thing is just the repetition that I have. Like every day is somewhat the same schedule. So I'm organized more than I think I would be if I went to a different school. And it just keeps me on the same plan where it's easy to do the same stuff every day.
Absolutely. Focus.
Well, I mean, Carter, I don't have any more baseball questions for you. Ian, do you have anything that you want to kind of wrap it up with?
I don't think I have any baseball questions. Maybe we can keep you on your toes here. Let me see if I can think of a good question here to close this out. Joe, what do you got? I know you're good at these off the wall questions, so I know you got one waiting and ready.
Yeah, you were around enough of these travel ball kids all summer. Who's got the worst taste in music?
I really don't. We didn't really listen to music that much.
All right, who's got? Let's see. I'll keep you on your toes, man. I'm gonna bring it. Who's got the worst? Ooh, I got one. I know that usually you guys are all in the same baseball uniform, but when you're all hanging out outside of that, who's got the worst sense of style?
I really don't know. I don't know anyone that sticks out. I wasn't looking at that when we were hanging out outside of the field.
All right, man. Carter Holton.
Carter's all business.
Carter Holton, the ever politician. I totally get it, my man. Keeping friends. I get you. Well, hey, man, I don't have any more questions for you. It was really great to have you on the show. We're obviously big fans of you over at Prospects Live, and we are looking forward to seeing where next spring takes you. And if that's Vanderbilt, I feel bad for anyone that has to take on Vanderbilt another year.